Hmm. Now this works, but let me show you something a bit better. What is going on, Crusader crew? Of course, it's me, your favorite Crusader, here to educate and empower you with some more knowledge on your journey to becoming a better shooter and a safer firearm owner. Now, I'm just going to piggyback off my last video where I was basically trying to tell you that it's very, very important that you gain familiarity with your firearm, whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced shooter. Dry firing at home is a method that's really going to help you build up that confidence, build up that familiarity, and just increase your overall handling of your firearm.
It's fucking exhilarating.
There are many, many, many benefits, of course, but the main benefits, of course, through dry fire training is one, there are many shooting range limitations. So when you're in your range, most likely it's a flat range, and you're going to be indoor, you're going to be standing there in your bay. You can't shoot multiple targets, you can't move, you can only stand up, you probably can't shoot too fast as well. So there are a lot of things that you really can't do, and obviously once you're in your house, it's your rules, right?
Whatever, I'll do what I want.
So you could shoot standing up, one knee, prone, on your back. You can shoot multiple targets, and you can shoot as fast as you want. Secondly, you're going to be saving time and money. Of course, when you're at home, you're not driving to the range, nor are you buying ammo. So obviously you're saving money there, and you're saving time. If you only have half an hour to 40 minutes, you most likely can't get to the range and shoot in that time, but you could definitely dry fire at home. And lastly, which is the main thing why I'm speaking to you about this, is you're going to be gaining that much needed and golden familiarity. You're getting yourself used to the firearm, assuming you just got it. Even if you didn't just get it and you're a seasoned shooter, this dry firing is something that's done from beginner to intermediate to advanced, all the way through. The only difference is that the people who are advanced to masters dry fire a lot more than the beginners. So that just shows you where that spectrum is. Now, the one thing about dry fire training is, as you can see, when you dry fire, you have to rack the gun each time to reset that trigger. So it kind of takes away from it, especially if you want to shoot multiple targets or you really want to work on your trigger manipulation to make sure that you're actuating it properly without disrupting the aim of the gun too much. Now, there are a plethora of gun training systems out there where you can put lasers in your gun, dry fire mags, so it resets the trigger for you, all sorts of things, which of course costs mucho dinero, right? So you won't really find anything cheaper than $5, $6, $7,
$1 jillion.
and upwards from that, hundreds of dollars. But I'm here to show you a way that you probably didn't think of, but it might be the most effective and cost-effective method available for you, and that's using an airsoft gun. Now, of course, nothing is without its limitations. So there are pros and cons to dry fire training, but I would argue that the pros far outweigh the cons. The first pro, which I already touched on, is it's extremely cost effective. In order for you to start dry firing at home with your airsoft gun, the only thing you're really going to need is your airsoft firearm, if it takes gas, green gas, and a bag of BBs. Better yet, if it's battery powered, you just have to charge your battery. So that's pretty much all you need to go. Another big pro is clear control and follow-up shots. Now, as I already showed you, you have to rack the gun every single time when you're dry firing at home with your firearm. However, when you're dry firing with your airsoft firearm, you don't have to do that. You're able to really focus on your grip and operating your trigger finger in a way that's not going to disrupt your sight picture or your sight alignment. That's a big plus. You could also work on shooting multiple targets, which you cannot do at your range. So you can really focus on getting one sight on your target, seeing your other one, and driving it over there. And then work on driving the gun, which is a very difficult discipline to practice when you're on a flat range. Another benefit is that typically your firearm as well as your airsoft gun are going to be a replica. Why is that a benefit, you may ask? Well, that's going to be great for you because that same familiarity that you're able to gain with your airsoft gun, you're going to be able to transfer that directly to your real gun. It's going to be pretty much a one-to-one. The weight will be different, but that same familiarity and comfortability that you're gaining with your airsoft gun will definitely transfer over. The last main benefit that I would say is a big pro for using your airsoft gun as opposed to your regular firearm is you're able to use your environment and really create your own course of fire and just mix it up and have that variety. So you can shoot standing, kneeling, prone, from the back, on your side. You could simulate that you're clearing your house, set up targets around there and really switch it up and keep yourself engaged, right? And this is something that of course you're not able to do using a real gun. So that's really gonna help keep your training interesting and keep you engaged. So now, of course, every system does have its limitations. Nothing is perfect, nothing is without downside. But like I said in the beginning, I would argue that the cons of using airsoft guns to dry fire do not outweigh the pros, not even close. So the first main con is that there's a certain margin of error when using airsoft guns. Of course, the barrel in comparison to the BB is not perfect. So what I find is that where you pull the trigger on your airsoft gun is not going to always be exactly where the BB is going to fly. Of course, that could just be me being trash. Who knows? But, that's just what the math is telling me. So we're going to go with that. It's not going to be one-to-one. So if you were using a laser system, of course, that would be much more pinpoint accurate. At least that's what they say. So there is that, as well as the trigger weight typically on a replica firearm is going to be 3 to 4 pounds lighter, which means that trigger press is going to be much different when you're actually in the range with your firearm in comparison to when you're dry firing at home. But like I said, with all of those pros that I named, I really can't see those cons deterring me from using this method. So this is pretty much what you're going to need to set up your box target. So the first thing you want to do is, of course, ask your box airman for a box. He controls all the 4 boxes. Close the box up in the back. Take your duct tape. Draw a circle. Define your center dot just to give yourself a point of focus. I should have done this at the beginning. As you can see, I've already started. And the good thing about this box is no mess, assuming you don't miss, because it'll be catching all your BBs. And also, what I'm going to do is, just to be safe, because standing at about 5 yards away inside your house, these BBs are flying pretty fast. So I have these squares of cut up t-shirts. I'm just going to put that along the back and secure those with more duct tape, just to give it a bit more cushion on the back end so you don't dent your walls. And there you have it. That's pretty much what you're going to be using for your dry fire session. Then I just take another piece of tape, halfway stick it on the top, and I'll just use that and I'll stick it on the wall. All right, Crusader crew. So that was my breakdown of the best method for dry fire training that you should be doing, but you probably aren't. Like always, my aim is to educate and empower you and give you the knowledge that you need to move forward in your journey and progress further. Like and subscribe for more videos to keep yourself on the same page and in the loop. Now get out there and go train. What are you still doing here? Go train.